Greetings, legends, and welcome to this pretty exciting developer diary, where we will talk about the best moments of 2025 and also give you some pretty exciting hints about what's in store in 2026 for World of Warships Legends. I am Robin, aka The Selling Robin, your host for today, content producer for World of Warships Legends. But I am not alone today. I am joined by a few colleagues from our different departments. So please, gentlemen, introduce yourself.
I'm Connor. Some of you will know me as Final Boss 12. I'm the Community Operations Manager here for the Legends team. And a lot of my responsibilities are behind the scenes working with our Super Test program.
Many of you will know me as Prince Blip. I'm Lane, and I'm now a game designer for Legends, working with the development team. Previously, I was a community manager, and now have joined development and the dark side behind the scenes.
And my name is Leonid, and some super testers can know me as Mr. Christopher, and I'm senior game designer on Legends for almost already 4 years. I'm mostly working on new content, so ships, commanders, balance, maps, all this thing.
Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us today. It's a very exciting time for all of us. However, before we get into the gist of it, I would like to invite you, the viewers, to participate into our special web event called Northern Likes. The way it works is that the more likes this video gets across our social media, including YouTube, will get you more reward in the event. So if you want to know more, check the link into the description now or scan the QR code and get started. Guys, 2025 was a really heavy year. There was lots of features, lots of ships, lots of updates, you name it. And I would like to ask you a few questions about this. Favorite moments, favorite ships to play, favorite time of the year and stuff like this. So out of all the ships, for example, we released this year, which one was your favorite? Starting with you, Connor.
I'd say definitely like my highlight of the best meme build this year would be Haida. When the ship first released, at least I felt it was a bit underwhelming, and a lot of people sort of slept on it or missed it entirely. But later, after the ship was released, we introduced the commander Hector Walla, who has this diabolical legendary skill. It was like a will to rebuild, but it triggers off your proximity to an enemy. And you would combine this with as many incoming damage reduction skills as possible, which just made this thing monstrous in like 1 versus 1 destroyer fights. It would honestly feel like you were fighting against a destroyer with like 30,000 potential HP.
How about you, Lane?
Izumo at tier 8. A lot of people maybe don't like Izumo so much, but I find that she just has really accurate, powerful guns, is relatively tanky, and people kind of ignore you because it's an uncommon pick. And so, but the big weakness of Izumo is her concealment is massive. You can see it seen from space. So you really need to be picking commanders like Nobutake Kondo for his concealment, or some other ways to make yourself a little bit more hidden, so you're not constantly focused.
Yeah, and about me, it's definitely Andalusia. I really love new mechanic. It's redirect. It's like kind of really easy to start with this mechanic, like it's just few shells in your redirect mechanic and that's all basically. But it's really hard to master because of really big reloading time. So you have to be really picky, but our new commander is really good for her. So,
for example, in terms of quality of life improvement, what was the number one which you thought, okay, finally this is making it into the game, this year is good just because of this?
New specs. It has to be new specs. You can see everything from your sigmas to your dispersions, armor piercing penetration, HE penetration, anything and everything you would want to know about your ship is now available in the stats screen. That
was a pretty huge thing because we added sigma, dispersion values, torpedo flooding chances, armor penetration, high explosive shells. Like there was a lot of things, NAP as well. So yeah, I do have to admit that's a pretty big one. What was the most difficult thing you did? Where you struggled to implement a feature, or it was really hard to push something through? Do you have any examples of a hard challenge which you had to go through this year? So
I would say the current most difficult challenge for me is what I'm working on kind of right now behind the scenes, which is the next tech tree branch. No spoilers. It's the first time that I'm doing a large series of ships all at once, and also doing a full tech tree branch with its own feature and its own gameplay design behind it. So it's a big project for me, and I'm looking forward to completing it, and I hope you guys like it.
I think this year, some of you may recall that earlier in the year, we had our quite experimental April mode, the Rust and Rumble 2, which introduced two very kind of dynamic mechanics to the game, drones and missiles. Not only was this one of the most heavily tested features for Super Test this year in terms of core focus, but probably of all time. And with our development cycle, the reason why this can be quite tricky is in a typical 5-week update cycle, as you guys are aware, the first 2 weeks are where the game designers and the QA team work and test. Weeks 3 and 4 is when it gets handed to our super testers. And then week 5, there isn't really a whole lot of time to fix things, and then it gets released. So week 5 is usually last-minute critical repairs. So this gives, within this 2-week period, our testers within their free time have to retest and retest and retest. And you either condense it all into those 2 weeks, or you split it over 4 weeks, but then you have to introduce the content an entire update earlier to put it into those 2 weeks, the version prior. So no matter how you kind of chop at it, it's a lot of commitment required both from development and our volunteers. And this as a whole was extremely challenging. But I think it was very rewarding in the end. This was at least one of my favorite modes we've had in World of Warships Legends. It was great fun.
Yep.
Well, I will give my take, even though it doesn't really have anything to do with development. But as a content producer, my biggest undertaking of 2025 was to bring a new series of tutorial called Captain's Notes. You can check them on YouTube right now. It's a video series about the mechanics of our game to try and teach new players how the basic work, and also maybe some more advanced tips. And I was basically writing the script and directing these videos, and it was quite difficult because, it's nothing. It's something I haven't done in the past, and it was also a big undertaking because if you mess it up, then you give the wrong information to you guys, the players, and that's not acceptable now, is it? So yeah, we have a few videos now, and we plan to make a few more next year, hopefully, if everything goes smooth. But please go on YouTube and let us know if you like this kind of content or not. But maybe for something a bit more memorable, a little bit more funny. I know that it's a job, but in the end, we still have our fun moments in there. Was there anything in 2025 which was goofy, funny?
Yeah, as we just mentioned, Rust and Rumble, I remember that when we were working on sound design for this mode, I found a really cool idea to send this video, like Thomas the Tank. Toot, 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 toot.
Please cue the music.
So I decided to send this video to our sound producer and told him can we do something like this but for our drones?
Thomas the Tank Engine was the inspiration.
Yeah,
for
it was
a really annoying tune they played when they're coming at you.
Yeah.
I actually remember when we were testing these very early in the earlier iterations before we did all the retests. You would deploy them, and they would just turn around and just sail to the world border. And you would hear the song fade away into the distance, away from the enemy.
How about you, Lane?
So I guess mine is a note of embarrassment where we were testing a brawl scenario that I'd come up with for some low-tier cruisers. And so we got everybody on board to play test, and so development directors and team leads, producers, everyone is getting in to play test this mode, and we spawn into the battle, and then everyone explodes immediately, and they go back to port. And it's like, wait, what? What just happened? And so it turns out with our game engine, if you put in the wrong spawn information to the map, it will just spawn everybody into the very middle of the map on top of each other. So we just immediately ram killed each other at the start of the battle, and it was over in an instant.
I was a player before I joined Wargaming. I've been here since the alpha, and for a really, really long time as a player, I was almost aggressively protesting that we should add unsinkable SAM to the game. And I remember arguing with the community team back as a player because they would say to me, oh, well, we can't really verify the story. And I would argue, but we have anime girls in the game. This was a back and forth constantly. And I think in the end, it was just fine, I'll do it myself moment. And I joined Wargaming, and from internally, I just continued protesting. And not only did I get Unsinkable Sam in the game once, I got him in twice, because we also have Unfreezable Sam as a kitten coming in. So I think you can probably go back and find messages from me in like 2019. This was definitely kind of like my prime highlight of the year. That was a victory won, and I will wear that one on my shoulder for a long time, I think.
We might have to transition into a bit of a more serious note because we had questions actually coming from our players. We had over 1,000, I would say, even more, which we kind of had to sort through and give to you guys because this is a developer's diary. You want to hear about our developers. Gentlemen, you have questions on your table, which come again directly by the players about plenty of things. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but please do your best to answer them to the best of your capacity.
So Lane, I have a question for you from players. Will credits and XP earnings be adjusted so high-tier gameplay is less punishment?
There's no specific plans to adjust them because the way our economic system is set up is that it's designed to encourage players to play multiple different tiers throughout the game. So as you go further on in tiers, it gets more expensive to operate your ships because they're bigger, they require more crew or bigger ammo and more gunpowder, etc. Purpose of this is so that you don't just achieve legendary tier and stay there for the rest of your Legends career. It encourages you to come down to lower tiers, play tier 5, tier 6, grind out some credits, and go back up to higher tiers whenever you feel ready to go back. And therefore, it keeps players flowing throughout all tiers of the game, and it's intentionally set up this way.
Yeah, and small side note that we changed a little bit XP and credit earnings for air carriers in past. For example, they don't really need credits for their ammo. So maybe in future we will make something like this for all ships. Who knows? How do you implement player feedback into your balance decisions, and any specific examples?
We do actually have a really good example for this exact question in Supertest, based on Supertester feedback.
Yep.
So in our game, we have Nelson, Collingwood, and Rodney, so the 3 Nelson-class battleships. Rodney, when that came into Supertest, if I can be as bold to say, it came into Supertest as a tier 6. And Supertester feedback was that while they really liked adding a 3rd Nelson class, they wanted to see some variety and to differentiate it from Nelson and Collingwood. And based on their feedback, I believe you two moved it to tier 7, correct?
Yep. That was me.
which saw some pretty big balance changes as a result of this. And these changes came quite quickly because they were during our super tester window, which, as explained earlier, was already quite limited. So really player feedback is a pivotal role, both public and within Supertest, actually.
Are there plans to bring any specific fan favorite ships over from World of Warships PC to Legends, such as Shikishima, Satsuma, or maybe Kearsarge?
Okay, I'll be completely honest with you. As fellow Battleship fan, I really want to see Shikishima in our game, but sadly for now we don't really have plans for her. Maybe in some future, maybe. But if we're talking about her really big guns, we just released another ship with really cool sound of these guns. So I'm kind of trying to touch it a little bit.
Yeah, it's laying the groundwork.
Yep. So basically, of course, we want our new specific ships from PC, and we are working on them. But for now, no plans.
Yeah, they will be here when they are ready.
Yeah. How do you decide which historical ships or paper designs make it into the game, and in what order?
This is a bit of a complicated question because it depends, as always. But if we approach it from a tech tree angle, we look at essentially what the design intent of the tech tree is, as well as we need ships that fit into every tier. So ideally you want to have a logical increase in firepower or size of the ship or just capabilities in general throughout the tiers. And you want that to be logical in a way, and also without too much change between ships. So you don't go from a Magi to a Zumo to Yamato, which is one of our really old tech trees. Ideally you want to have ships that are similar in playstyle. And so what happens is sometimes we bring in paper ships to fill in these gaps so that the game design makes sense throughout a whole tech tree. When it comes to, say, premium ships and like really historical ships, such as Wisconsin, for example, Laffy, we want to make sure that we have content that is historical for the future. So we don't always bring in only historical ships all at once, because if we did that, then eventually we would run out of them and have only paper ships to bring.
Are there any plans for new permanent game modes, and why is Arena not coming back?
There are some plans for new permanent game mode. Right now we are eyeing to develop asymmetrical brawl into a permanent game mode. But when it comes to Arena, the simple answer there is that the popularity of the mode isn't high enough to continue it. So we wish to kind of rework it, rebuild it some, and perhaps return it in the future with a new twist on it.
Please do. It was one of my favorite game modes to play, and I dearly miss it. But I understand that if the mode wasn't popular enough, it needs some rework, so fair enough.
Can you share more of your medium to long-term roadmap? Big features or content, even if the dates are not final?
No, but we are trying. We're really trying to show more to our players. For example, we just released a few months ago our roadmap for till the end of the year, as far as I remember, but a little bit even in future. We have plans to keep it up. And who knows, maybe in future we'll have bigger plans.
I mean, what you're doing today is already kind of this effort to give you guys more sneak peeks and stuff. Is there one main reason why, for example, the full yearly roadmap cannot be shared in advance?
The biggest example that I can think of would be our experience with training rooms. Players asked for this mode for a very long time. We announced that it was coming way too early, or rather we were very optimistic when we announced that it was coming, and then ran into problems where we had to rebuild the mode entirely. And this resulted in that mode taking much longer than we would have, I guess anyone would have liked for it to come into the game, but I think it was a successful result regardless.
Okay, Alain, and what are your long-term plans for carriers in Legends, including legendary or new carriers maybe?
Ooh, spicy question. I guess in the background we have at least 3 carriers prepared for the future. One of them is legendary tier, the other 2 are at tier 7. Sneak peek. But I will not reveal which ones they are at this time. But know that aircraft carriers are far from forgotten, and there will be more coming in the future. And so the final spicy question.
Oh no. I know this question.
I already know what it is without reading it.
Yeah. Are submarines planned for Legends?
No.
No.
But maybe in some kind of future we will have some plans for submarines, but only for PvE.
But any complex ships like super ships?
Still no. Still no.
No.
I have some surprises for you.
Oh no.
I have some gifts. I mean, not me, of course. Santa brought
Okay,
gifts.
now I am worried.
You know, there are already some on the table, but they're not for you. The gifts I have for you are hidden, and it also correlates to the things you already talked about. Because each gift I will give to each and one of you, including myself, because I am narcissistic like this, represent a feature coming in 2026. I say feature, but it's also content, ships, anything. There's 4 things which we will tease for the next year, and they are in some boxes right here. So Leonid, why don't we start with you?
Okay.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Oh.
Now, before you open this, the name of the game is that we all get to try and guess what present you have, because what's in the box isn't obvious, I would say. So we still have to guess, but once you realize what it is, please feel free to talk about what it is extensively.
Do you confirm, if we get it right, are you going to tell us we got it right?
No. Of course I will.
How are we supposed to know?
Of course I will. He knows because he's our senior developer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, maybe I'll need your help. So,
Boosters?
How many do you have in there?
I have 3 of them.
And what are they?
Ah, I see what it is.
Your guess?
Any guesses?
We have 3 branches.
Oh, okay.
Of course. As we mentioned earlier, it's 3 branches of ships that we have in plans for next year. So it's a branch of cruisers, destroyers, battleships.
Can you tell us more about the cruisers?
I think no.
I think yes.
I think you think yes. Okay, maybe Lane can tell us a little bit more about them.
I think yes.
I'm trying my best.
as mentioned, we have three tech tree branches planned for next year. And the first of those is the one that I'm working on right now, which is going to be Pan American cruisers.
Pan American cruisers. Light cruisers or heavy cruisers?
These are light cruisers.
Light cruisers.
Now,
Wow.
will they be secondary focus like their battleship counterparts?
They will not be secondary focused. Some of them I don't even think have secondaries. However, their unique trait is going to be built around their sonar.
Interesting. All right. So
keep
we
an
can
eye out for
confirm that next year there will be a Pan American cruiser line focused on the sonar consumable.
Indeed.
All right. That's pretty cool, actually. You're next.
Okay.
The next gift is for you, Connor.
Oh, dear.
So, Merry Christmas.
Okay. Thank
Let's
you.
try to guess what's in the box.
What's in the box?
It's making a noise and it's shaking. Let's have a look. So it's like a duck, a rubber duck. And it squeaks, kind of.
What is the purpose of a rubber duck?
Is this? It's a sailor duck. So this is actually the one mode in Legends I completely missed. I think I was like on holiday or something when it happened, so I never actually got to play the original, and I was really sad. But is this going to be the Duck of War?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, April 1st. I guess spoilers for April. The Duck of War will return.
It's such a cute duck, by the
it
way.
is. Can I keep this?
You get to keep, okay, you get to keep your branches. You get to keep your branches,
Thank you.
David. You get to keep your duck, of course. For anyone watching us who doesn't know what the Duck of War mode is, I mean, of course, you can look it up on social media, but can you guys give us a bit more hindsight of what it is?
Yeah, bathtub battle royale. It's but essentially it's just it's a comedic like event where you're playing in small little boats inside of a bathtub with giant ducks, like rubber ducks, floating around as the map, and it's just a fun brawl.
I just love your take, though. Bathtub Battle Royale just sounds absolutely perfect.
Yeah, but not actually a battle royale.
Not actually a Battle Royale. All right. That's 2 out of 4. Are you excited? Because you're next.
No.
Yeah. This is right here for you, Lane. So, Merry Christmas.
Nice and red.
It's red, yeah.
It is really red, yes.
So let's see for the camera. We have
Oh, dear.
A lovely red airplane and a lion, like a diamond encrusted lion. Because this, I can tell you for certain, is a reference to the legendary tier carrier that we're working on, Manfred von Richthofen. If you know your Manfred von Richthofen lore, he got most of his kills in a biplane and not the famous triflane that he's known for.
So this will be German legendary
Yes. Yeah, the
carrier, Manfred von Richthofen.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that there was 3 carriers coming next year.
Mm-hmm.
We know 2 will be tier 7, no name, but the legendary one will be the Manfred von Richthofen. That's cool.
But I'm still at a loss for the lion here.
Leonid, any guesses?
Golden Louis.
A golden lion. If you are clever and translate to Dutch, Gouden Louvre will return as a Bureau legendary tier ship alongside with Manfred von Richthofen this year. Yeah, Manfred von Richthofen is the top of the line German aircraft carrier, so expect August von Parzival, but even better.
Even better, with the armor-piercing bombs, right?
With
still?
armor-piercing bombs, yeah.
All right. So yeah, I mean, of course, I have a gift for myself, which, there's 4 of us, so I had to also treat myself with a Merry Christmas. My gift is bigger than yours.
Of course, the largest gift.
But these are comments from the players, which we
that's-
can show.
There's a lot
That's
of
a lot.
comments.
There's a lot of comments.
These are comments from the player asking for this specific ship, so I will just sprinkle them around the table a little bit so we can appreciate how many comments there are,
That's actually...
These are all individual comments.
Hang on, these are all comments on the same thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're all
Oh,
comments on
God.
the same thing, which we got throughout this year specifically. All right, yes.
I just read one. Okay.
We went through a really long
Still
leg.
more. What?
Yeah, we
It
went
never
through.
stops.
How many did you print off?
Yes.
How long did this take
It's
you?
not over. That's about it. There are still about 50 more in here. But yeah, and then we have a beautiful running shoe.
Well,
running Robin.
We have comments, and they definitely have a ship on them, and then we have a pair of running shoes. So what could that possibly
Can I
mean?
read one of the comments out?
Please read what the comments.
Hashtag Kremlin win!
When do we get Kremlin?
Are we getting Kremlin in the next update?
No
Please give us Kremlin.
Where Kremlin? I'm just a BB main, so I'm waiting for Kremlin.
No Kremlin.
Beautiful, but Kremlin is still missing.
Yes,
give
but
us
I'm still
Kremlin.
waiting for the Kremlin.
Give us Kremlin. And it just goes on and goes on.
And
What does
so-
the shoe mean, however?
It can only mean one thing in the context of Legends: marathon.
You know, we are currently in the Christmas update. The update after that will have Kremlin come as Marathon. So very, very soon, actually.
We can say it. Kremlin Marathon!
Yay! Are you happy with your gifts, gentlemen? Being slightly annoyed.
Yeah, super Frenches.
So I know Golden Lion is your baby, so you can have the Golden Lion, and I'll keep the airplane. Any spoilers about Kremlin?
About Kremlin balance, so it definitely will be mostly as our branch, Soviet branch of battleships, but even more spicy.
It has 457mm guns, right?
Indeed,
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a really big caliber, jumping up from the Sovietsky Soyuz, which is only 406.
Yep.
So yeah, lots of punching power behind these guns, and of course lots of HP, crazy thick armor.
And even more over penetrations.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my favorite, legendary tier overmatch.
Well, gentlemen, it was fun. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you, Len and Leonid, for giving us so many nice hindsights and also teasers for the next year.
My pleasure.
It was a really interesting year. I hope everyone enjoyed their time, and let's hope that 2026 is equally exciting. So this will wrap it up for this developer diary. Of course, if you, the viewers, have more questions for Lane, Leonid, or us in general, please feel free to reach out to us on social media, Reddit, Discord, Facebook, all of them. We read them, we answer them. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you all for coming. Have a good one, and turn the tide. The entire World of Warships Legends team wishes you the best going forward in 2026. Enjoy the holiday seasons, fair winds, and following seas, captains.
Thanks for watching Legends. I hope you enjoyed everything throughout the year 2025 and are excited for what's coming over the horizon next year. As always, stay safe out there and have a Merry Christmas.
As a new year arrives, we want to thank you for sailing with us. Keep your friends and family close. That's what truly matters. And inside the game, don't forget that World of Warships Legends is about fun in its core. So keep your competitive spirit, but don't forget to enjoy the journey. And we'll try our best and work hard to deliver even more excitement, challenges, and fun in the year ahead. So fair seas and Happy New Year.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you for playing our game and coming on this journey with us. Have a very Merry Christmas.
Hello, Legends! Sabaton here! And we would like to wish all the players of World of Warship Legends a Happy New Year!
Fair winds and following seas.
전원 전투 배치. 수평선 위로 적 출현. 적 순양함이 침몰합니다. 적 순양함이 침몰합니다. 적 순양함이 침몰합니다. 아군이 앞서고 있습니다. 적 순양함이 침몰합니다. 승리가 눈앞에 있습니다. 적 순양함이 침몰합니다. 승리가 눈앞에 있습니다. 전원 전투 배치. 해결했습니다. 적 순양함을 격침했습니다. 아군이 앞서고 있습니다. 화재 발생. 해결했습니다. 엔진 순상. 적 순양함을 격침했습니다. 전투 개시. 적군 발견. 앞서고 있습니다. 눈앞에 있습니다. 적 순양함을 격침했습니다.